Hey, we're in the studio shooting videos and editing, and I just want to take a break from all of that. I had an epiphany today about setting the mood and high tech and low tech. I get pretty excited when it comes to AV gear. I'm like, oh yeah, lots of AV gear and get, all your pistons firing. But what I really want to talk to you about was intimacy and not overloading your workshop with a bunch of stuff that actually takes away from your ability to connect with your audience through intimacy. So if you don't need video, don't have video in your workshop. Just because someone else is using it doesn't mean you have to use it. But really, the idea of intimacy is how deeply you can connect with your audience, how deeply you can communicate your message, and sometimes high tech gets in the way of that. So in What to Know Before the Show, I talk a lot about using technology in your workshops. But really, what I want to do today is take a little bit of a step back from shooting a lot of videos about high tech stuff, and take a step back and talk to you about how to set the mood. So in your workshop, it's really important to set a really good mood, but also set the mood that you want your participants to get, that the experience that you want them to have. And a lot of times, it's actually stepping back from technology. Some issues you can have with technology is that it fails. You could have a PowerPoint. I was looking at a video. I was doing some consultation work and looking at some videos today of people using PowerPoint, and it was actually taking away from their ability to connect with their audience, because what happens when people are looking at a screen is that they're no longer looking at you. So if you're using PowerPoint, it actually distracts people away from connecting with you, and they have to connect with the PowerPoint, and then you have to kind of struggle to connect back with them. So sometimes not using PowerPoint is the better way to go. Not using video clips is a better way to go. And it's less technology, less stuff that you have to have set up, less possibility of something going wrong technically. So sometimes it's good to kind of have a look at your audience, have a look at your message, have a look at what you want them to get, and to step away from the whole technological side of that. Is can I do it simpler? Can I connect with them better? I was thinking about today, I was talking about using a stage. You don't have to use a stage. A lot of people use stages in their workshops, but you don't have to use one. If it's better for you to connect with your audience from having wearing a wireless mic, and you can walk down with your audience, you can reach over and just touch someone on the shoulder, and if that creates a better connection, then don't use a stage. You don't have to. Stage is a great way to kind of, if you have a bigger audience, to kind of raise you up above people so people in the back rows can see you. But for intimacy, to connect with your audience, sometimes it's better just not to use a stage at all. Just get down there on the floor with them and walk over to them and talk to them directly. So setting the mood is a great way of connecting with your audience, but sometimes it's better to go low tech. And then I was also thinking about the importance of having a really tight logistics master. So if you were putting people in a guided meditation exercise, to just have you say a word, and in your logistics master, that word is written in there, that your audio person or one of your staff knows to just dim the lights in the room. So you say, what I do in a lot of my workshops is that when I wait for the trainer to say, now close your eyes, that's when I dim the lights. So it's kind of like you feel the whole mood change, and you feel like when people, you say from close your eyes from stage, all of a sudden the room goes dark. People almost feel obligated to close their eyes. So little things like that you can add to your logistics master, really kind of create an awesome experience and really set the mood. And if you need music for your guided meditation, the music's just there. It's in your logistics master. So you say, I want you to think of something. I want you to go to a really serene place, and then this really quiet music comes up in the mix. That your audio person knows that this is the song that you want, and they know how to subtly just bring it up in the mix. It's a phenomenal way to create that mood. All of a sudden, the people in your audience have their eyes closed, and that music comes up, or the sounds of nature. You could get, there's a lot of audio tracks on bird sounds or the sounds of a river or something, and they have their eyes closed, and you talk to them about going to a forest, and all of a sudden they can hear birds chirping. The experience is so heightened, it's phenomenal. But you don't need to go there. So using technology to benefit your audience, to benefit your subject matter, is really, really important. So while you're designing your workshop, it's really important to think about what is going to get my message across better. as opposed to what could I use? You know, can I use flashy lights? Can I use a lot of pizzazz or flashiness in my event room? Well, if it takes away from you sharing your message and having an intimate relationship with your content and allowing your audience to have an intimate relationship with your content, don't use technology. You know, kind of step back from it a little bit. So I would just, you know, we're shooting videos right now, and I just wanted to share that with you, that, you know, I had this epiphany about what's best for your content, what's best for you getting your message across to your audience. And think about that when you watch, when you watch the videos and want to know before the show. There's going to be a ton of videos in the library about different kinds of gear. If you want to be able to translate your event into different languages, hey, if that works for what you need to do, then use that. Different kinds of musical playlists, but there's going to be a lot of information there. It doesn't mean you have to use every single piece of it. What you need to think about is, how is this best going to get my message across to my audience, and how is it going to help them relate to me better? So keep posted. What to know before the show is coming up. We're getting ready to launch and release it really quick. But I just want to share that with you. We're in the studio right now, so I just wanted to share that epiphany I had with you today. And stay tuned. What to know before the show is coming up.